Imagine that an agent calls a third-party billing risk API and it needs its results before making, say, a renewal decision. Now imagine that third-party dependency is down. We can see the process calls the API, gets a connection refused error, and the result is a crash. We can see the Python traceback taking over the terminal here. More importantly, there's no durable execution ID. There's no ability to observe a UI trace, and there's also no ability to resume. When the process dies, the work the agent was doing dies with it. Now let's run the same scenario with Agentspan. We can see that the external SaaS API still goes down, but the agent is started as a durable server-side execution instead of a throwaway local process. The primitives used are here. We have a tool defined named fetch billing risk, we have an agent defined, and we have agent runtime defined. The agent binds the model, the instructions, and the tool that must run before the agent can output an answer. We then see that agent runtime starts the execution and writes out a real execution ID. That ID is the handle we can pull from the terminal and later open in the Agentspan UI. So we see the run begins, the Agentspan server is healthy, but the billing risk API goes down. The terminal, though, shows the execution staying in a running state while the tool records unavailable dependency attempts. So instead of the whole process crashing, the execution keeps its state. The tool retries while it waits, the execution remains stable, and the API can come back independently. Now, we mock restarting the SaaS API, and then the same Agentspan execution continues where we see the tool recovers and the run moves toward completion. We can see the same execution ID is visible at the top here. The status now changes to completed, and the timeline shows the long fetch billing risk span covering the outage and the recovery. And then finally, we see the completed agent flow, the LLM call, the tool call, the second turn, and the output. While the before case ended up in a total crash, the Agentspan case recovered, completed, and left an inspectable trace.